Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Today is Monday. Got a little shot of rain last night, but not even enough to really tell in the driveway. So first things this morning, we got to pull this Massey out. I got to do something to it because I don't know when we were supposed to have it for a week, and I don't remember when that week is up. So we got one thing we got to do to it real quick, and that's this. The stabilizer or anti-sway bar or whatever fell off and that pin started walking out, so we're going to drive it over to the shop, pound that pin back in. We got to run down to where it fell off and see if we can find there's some special spacer on there. I don't think it's absolutely necessary, but we got to go down and try and find it and then put that all back together just the way this one is, where there's the bar going back. So found it. And those soybeans sure look good, don't they? Gotta be sprayed, that's for sure. There we go, all fixed up. That side looks the same as that side. All good. So I'm not gonna drop this box blade yet because I don't know if Dad has plans for it, and we'll just leave it on for now. But we will go put this back in the barn, and now we'll pull the planter out and we'll go over everything that's gotta be done on that and start getting it done. The plan was to mow hay today, but me and Dad were going over the plans for the week yesterday, and I'm like, well, it's supposed to rain tomorrow night and Tuesday, and we could mow on Wednesday, and then, we could mow on Tuesday and let it get rained on while it's green, and then dry out on Wednesday, and then bale on Thursday. Dad's like, well, Dad's gonna be gone on Friday, so that's why he wanted to mow today, so that it had plenty of time to dry. But on his phone, it showed rain today, but not on Tuesday and not on Wednesday. And then it showed rain on Friday, Saturday, I think. I mean, his weather was completely opposite of mine on my phone. So I don't know how that works. These weather apps need to talk to each other a little bit more and get their stories straight before they go out and tell people what's going to happen. And 50% of them, I guess, are going to be wrong. And we'll see what 50% of them are. But we decided not to mow hay today. We figure we're not going to be doing any hay at all this week. We might mow on Saturday or on Sunday. And then we have a nice 4-day stretch there of nice sunny, hot weather that will dry hay very well. Okay, we'll kind of run through everything that's got to be done to this real quick, and then I'll get it done. So obviously seed's got to be emptied out. And then once seed's emptied out, we need to open the meters up, pull the seed discs out, and then put everything back on the planter without the seed discs. We need to take spring tension off of all the closing wheels. Down springs, they are fully detensioned when the planter is raised, so we don't need to do anything with them. We need to pull the check valve caps off of all the check valves, put them in a bucket, and then put the caps in these vac lines. And then as far as like the back units go and the planting side of things, that's it, I think. After that, we need to try and drain out what's in these, which there isn't much. There shouldn't be much. We were pretty much empty when we came home. Get them emptied out, probably just a matter of turning the pump on and pumping it. And then we need to dump RV antifreeze in these tanks. I'm guessing probably around 15 gallons will be enough. We'll put well, not 15, that's too much. What am I thinking? 3 or 4, maybe 5 gallons split between the 3 tanks, and then the same on the other side. Pump that through, call that good, and then we can put 5 gallons ish in that big tank up there and flush the in furrow. I think I'm gonna try and grab one of these seed boxes out of here to use to dump the planter seed in, and then we'll use the box to dump it back in the tender. So we just got to shuffle some pallet over here and clean up a few things. I just ran both of the 2x2s. This side was empty. There wasn't really anything coming out, so I didn't run it too long. This side had a little bit in it, so we ran that out, and now it's empty. So we're ready to start winterizing. We'll put antifreeze and everything, and then run it again, flush it through, make sure everything's got some in it so that stuff doesn't freeze and break in the wintertime. I used up every last bit of my drum. Gonna have to get some more in the fall for the sprayer, but we ran everything, the 2x2, ran all that through. You can see the pink in the tank there. Ran it through the in-furrow. There's a little bit of pink left in there yet, but you should be able to see it in this manifold. Everything's pink and that, so that means it's gotten through every row. We've ran it through, and 90% of the furrow jets were unplugged. There was some that only had one side. This one is completely plugged up, so I cracked the check valve. My plan is to get all new manifolds on these furrow jets next year to eliminate that hose popping off problem that I've had. And then also found out that those manifolds are different sizes, and I don't know what size are on these, and I don't know what size I've been replacing with, so we need to get all one size that all match so that the rate stays the same across to every row, because I'm pretty sure this one is a bigger tip because it flows less than the rest of them. So anyway, we can pull this over to the wash rack now and get it power washed, and then we will bring it back over here, take the check valve caps off, probably take all these screens out, take out the bigger screens, and have everything set and ready for storage. Here's the 2x2 screens all cleaned up. Tossed them in here. Got the in-furrow screens all cleaned up already and stored in here. And I already took the check valves off of all of the in-furrow lines. The 2x2 lines, the check valves are about shot, so we are going to leave them where they are so that we don't lose track of which one's which. And then next year we're going to put all new check valve caps on the 2x2. And then as far as now, we probably should pull all these. Last time I pulled all these, though, they were clean, so I don't know. We'll probably just leave them for now and clean them up when it's in the shop. I went and got our rainy day project started. We got to finish the HVAC on this thing. Last fall, we started tearing this apart and figured out why we had no blower in the front HVAC unit. And the reason being is the cab filter, which is up under the hood, right up in front of the windshield, it collapsed. It completely collapsed and allowed bees wings in and plugged this AC evaporator. So what I did today was I went up to our local mechanic and got the AC, the Freon, pulled out of it so that we don't have to deal with it leaking all over the place when we're doing it. And we're going to pull this out, completely blow it out, all that. We may even pull the heater core out, which is this one. We will see. I think once we get this one out, we can get around in and see what it looks like. And then once we get that done, we can put it back together. We have to silicone this cover back on or buy a new one or something. That was a bad Freightliner design there, but get that buttoned up. After that, we got to change the oil. This thing's got about 12,000 miles on it since its last oil change, so we're going to do that. Go through, reset all the brakes, make sure they're all adjusted right. We have plenty of pad left on this truck for another year. You can see there, we got plenty of shoe, so we'll be all right. And then get the plate greased up, and we'll get the trailer hooked back on and brought back in here. Got to do the rear axle, brakes, wheel bearings, all that fun stuff. But anyway, this is tomorrow's project. We got to get back to today, which currently it is too windy to spray, which is what I planned on doing. But we'll get the mower unhooked, get the 44 on the grain drill, and get the grain drill pulled out, and then we'll get the planter brought around, backed in, unhooked, and bring the 4960 around to the milk house, get all the planting gear stripped out of it, including the ag leader monitor, all of that. And then we will probably, I know we got some soybeans to spot in. We probably will go out and drill some soybeans maybe. All right, so plans have changed a bit because the weather forecast has changed a bit. The drill is on the 4440 right now. Just used it to get it pulled out of the barn. We're gonna unhook the planter, and then back the drill back in front of the planter and unhook that. Hook the mower back on, go out, mow phase 2's hay, and then we will come back and maybe then hook the drill back on, or then it'll be good to spray. I don't know. We'll plan the rest of the day by ear, but the chances of rain the next couple days have drastically lowered, so we are willing to take the risk and put hay down now. So we're fueled up, topped off the disc spine on cutter bar oil, which is just hydraulic oil. It was only down a gallon from that seal being bad on that turtle, so that's not bad. I'm walking over to the milk house. I'm gonna grab my Bluetooth speaker and then run inside and grab a Pepsi, and we'll head down to the field. We've got about 2, 4, 5, 10 acres we're gonna cut, and then we'll come back, see what the wind's doing, which it might be calm. I don't know. Those trees aren't moving, but those ones are. But we'll see what's up. Hopefully we can do some spraying. Just got this field done. This one's about 1.5 acres. The field behind it was 2 acres, and the other field was 2 acres. So now we just have a 5-acre field to do, kitty corner, and then we'll be all set. There we go. 5 acres is done. All this is getting round baled, so that's good. It'll be nice and easy, but that means we got about 10 acres down. Hopefully we'll be able to bale it up before the rain on Friday. Probably would have missed us if we didn't mow hay today. Oh well. I think it's supposed to be brief. See how much we get out of it. Right now I'm working on pulling the evaporator core out of this truck. I've got the valve body, or this block here, off loose. I have a 12 mil nut on the far side going into the valve body on the back. And then once I get that off, that separates the lines back there. And then I can pull the evaporator core out through the cabin. Yeah, the amount of rain we get will determine whether we're going to spray in the morning and whether we're going to ted, which the longer that does that, I would say probably not. I managed to get that stud off way up in there. Let's see if I can show you guys. Right there where those lines are apart. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that back on without taking this all off. This doesn't look bad. There's a bolt there. Gotta take the screws off that hold this little grate on. The cab filter's down in there, which is a stupid location to have it. Right where all the bees wings comes down over the cab and right down into this shelf. And so you're just sucking them all in there. And once that cab filter is plugged, it just, and then it's just gone from there. So I think I'm gonna take this off to put everything back together. But for now, I think the evaporator will come out. Ow, I just shined the light in my eyes. So we shall see. Figure out how to get it out. Let's see where you guys can sit. Not anywhere good. I don't want to tear it up because I do plan on using this one again, so.
I'm gonna work at this for a while. Yeah, it's a little plugged up. Jeez. No wonder there was no air getting past that. Holy smokes. And there's even a pile in there yet. Oh my word. We're gonna try and get the light shined over. Yeah, the heater core is completely clean, of course. Well, when your cabin filter is collapsed, the AC evaporator works great as a filter, just for you guys that need to know. But what I ended up doing is I did get this HVAC thing taken off just so I can get access to those lines there. But you have to take all this off to get to the top bolt up there. How ridiculous. But you got to take all that off, take the windshield wipers off. Yeah, it's a trip, but we're getting it fixed, and I'm going to have air conditioning hauling wheat. That's all that matters. I blew it as good as I could with compressed air, but holding it up and looking through it, there's so much crud in that thing. We're going to take it over and try and power wash it out, try and push everything back out the direction it came in. I really don't want to buy one of these, but we'll see. See if we can get it. Well, it cleaned out. Took the power washer to it with a 15-degree tip. We bent a few fins, but we still got almost the whole thing. And we could see through it now really well. So that's good. Took it over to the shop, lay it on the back of the truck so it can dry out. I think it's supposed to be a little bit of sun tomorrow. And then we will now go drop the oil and write down the filters we need for tomorrow. And hopefully we can get this truck out of the shop tomorrow. We had about, 15,000 miles put on the truck since we bought it. So it's about time to do an oil change, in my opinion. So we're going to get that done. Everything else seems pretty good. We got to grease drive lines, do all that fun stuff. But I'm not finding any parts that are wore out or needing replaced. So once we get all this regular maintenance done, get this buttoned back up, which I have to figure out. I gotta dig around and see if I still have the cover. It's a 2-piece. My plan is to just goop it back in and it'll be good enough. It'll probably leak a little bit, but I don't care. And then put it all back together. So that's it. Definitely gonna invest in one of them wheeled oil pans that are like 30-gallon capacity, because that is a pain in the butt draining into that. And then it took that whole one and one of these other ones that I have under here. It's still draining. It'll probably overflow in the night because that's the way things go when I'm doing them. I'm trying to figure out where the oil filter is. I'm really not sure. There's like a little housing on the side here, which scares me because that is completely enclosed and I don't want to have to take stuff apart to get to a filter when they could have just done an easy spin on one. But I am really not seeing filters anywhere. Oh, maybe this is the oil filter. Maybe it's like the no, this says fuel filter. I was gonna say maybe it's like the Ford where there's a filter there too, so that one might be the oil filter next to the oil fill, so that would probably make sense. But so it looks like we got 1, 2, 3 fuel filters, 1 oil filter. Oh, hang on, there's another filter housing up there. Right there, there's another one. So we got 2 filters maybe, or maybe that's something else. I don't know. We'll find out what the parts store tells us tomorrow. Well, I got 100 acres of corn sprayed this morning from about 4 to 8, and then we had to go spray something with the drones, so we left for a bit and then came back. Now I'm just getting caught up. It looks like somebody's out tedding hay, and I can just do some miscellaneous stuff around the farm. We have this barrel, antifreeze barrel, to pick up and put away, little stuff like that. I went and ordered the filters for the semi. Hopefully they're the right ones. There was a pack of fuel filters. I got them, and there's 2 other ones that it could need. I'm not sure, but it looks like that's right. There's 3. There's 1, 2. There's 3 in that main area. I don't know if there's a coolant filter up here is what that might be. We'll find out, I guess. So, yep. Had to order the oil filter too. So we're getting there, I guess. So we'll work on this probably. Start putting that evaporator back in and that sort of stuff. We can still be greasing drive lines and stuff like that. I've got everything buttoned back up under the hood. Started putting stuff back together in here, but I need to get some goop for this panel that covers up the AC evaporator there. We're gonna goop it and then probably tape it as well, but that's the plan anyway. I'll tape that piece down there where it's a gaping hole. I don't know how they originally planned this. I think the replacement one that you get screws into these holes around the edges, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't have the resources to do that. But once we get that done, it's just a matter of putting the cowling and everything back on, and this thing should be ready to go for that, as far as that goes. But anyway, that's as far as we can get today, because when the filters are in the morning, I'll just go and get that goop when I do that. So we can come back to this and do some greasing and stuff like that, but for now we are done. Well, Dad had to run to town and get some stuff for the barn, so I had him pick up a thing of goop. So there we go, we got that thing going. Everything's applied. We started with some electrical tape just to hold it in place, and hopefully that works. Hopefully it's not a skin irritant, because yeah, kind of use my hands to apply it a lot. So anyway, we have a boron delivery that is 15 minutes out. XPO is bringing it, so I'm gonna run, grab the skid loader, put the pallet forks on, and get ready to receive that. I don't know if I've told you guys, but I miscalculated with the boron numbers. I said there was a total for in-furrow or on the planter boron, and then there's a total for foliar boron. Well, I bought enough for the on planter boron, but not for the not for the foliar boron. So we had like 60. I think I ordered another 65 gallons. So all in all, we probably could have gotten a full-size tote and saved a lot of money. I know for next time to keep an eye out on the 2 different totals. So anyway, but now that this is here, we can do our foliar on the soybeans and hopefully on the corn here in about a week. I got all the stuff done on the semi as far as greasing goes, so that is just waiting on filters, and then we're going to test fire the blower tomorrow once that goop sets and make sure everything works before putting that cowl and all that back on. Now I'm walking around to get the 4960. We're going to hook onto the drill. I just got done vacuuming that out, and we're going to put some seed in it and go out and spot in those. There's 2 spots that need to be spotted in for soybeans. Actually, after saying that, I knew I had enough to do the corn I have across the road, but I had forgotten about another field of corn that we have. So I'm going to make sure we have enough chemistry to do all that. Otherwise, I may be making a last-second run to the place that we get our chemical from to pick up some more.
Our chemical supplier just dropped off the last 5 gallons of atrazine that we're going to need. So we're ready to roll for the morning. I was thinking about maybe doing some tonight, but I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking about it, but I mean, the wind's pretty good now. It's blowing the wrong way for one of our fields. It'd take about an hour to do that custom thing again. But if I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it all. So I have an hour there, probably an hour and a half of our corn yet, or 2 hours. So that would be, what, 11 o'clock when I'd be done? I don't know. Maybe we'll call it early and just get up at 4 or 5 again and do it. Makes the most sense, I guess. Thank you guys for watching. It's the end of today. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.